Other stories today, Places of Worship Act 1991 is being heard by the Supreme Court. Now, Congress Party has filed an intervention plea. Congress Party has defended Places of Worship Act. Remember, it's a Congress Party that has often blamed the BJP for not adhering to the essence of the Act. The Congress Party has also said that tinkering the Act will harm the spirit of secularism in India. This plea has been made by Congress leader K.C. Venugopal. My colleague Nupur joins us with more details on this. Nupur, when is this case expected to be heard? And why did the Congress Party file this intervention plea? Was this also in some ways to reflect its position on this issue?
It was done on behalf of the Congress Party. Today, they have filed a intervention application in the ongoing case. The Supreme Court is already hearing the matter of Places of Worship Act. The Supreme Court is currently hearing the challenge to the Section 3 and 4 of Places of Worship Act. To recall, Congress has, in fact, in its intervention application, has stated that when the Act was enacted in 1991, it was Congress that was in majority in the 10th Lok Sabha along with the Janata Dal Party, and they had in fact passed the Act on the mandate of people of India, as they had in fact included introducing a Places of Worship Act in their manifesto, back them in their election manifesto, and they have said in this intervention application that this Act was enacted as part of people's mandate, and they have said that changing or altering the Places of Worship Act as it now stands would actually prove detrimental to India's social fabric and harmony and secularism in India. And Congress has today, the Supreme Court is likely to take up the matter tomorrow. To recall, many organizations, certain right-wing organizations have moved such intervention applications in the Supreme Court. They have moved against the Places of Worship Act. Even Asaduddin Owaisi has previously moved a petition, an intervention application in the same case. He has also moved in favor of the Places of Worship Act, like the Congress has moved today. So, all in all, the Congress in its intervention application has stated that protecting Places of Worship Act as it stands today is crucial to prevent the social fabric of the country and, preventing principles of secularism in the country. And to recall, the Supreme Court for now has barred all courts across India from registering any fresh cases challenging the ownership of Places of Worship Act or ordering any fresh surveys to determine whether the character of the places of worship that have been existing in India as they have been. And decision by the Supreme Court in this matter will have an impact on the ongoing disputes in Shahi Idgah Krishna Janmabhoomi case, Gyanvapi matter, and several such matters that are pending across the country. So this case will have actually a larger impact on from in which direction this Places of Worship Act will go after the Supreme Court hears this case.
Right. So the case could be heard tomorrow. Thank you, Nupur, for joining us with those details. Also going across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who tracks the Congress Party for us. Sunil, when the Sambal violence broke out, when the firing incident took place, there was a lot of speculation that India Bloc allies, specifically Samajwadi Party and Congress Party, could come together to file, their defense of the Places of Worship Act 1991. Tell us, what does the Congress Party want to show by this plea in the Supreme Court? And also tell us the context to this.
Well, they are not, they are pleading in this case. And it's an important case because, as you are well aware, the Supreme Court has stayed all, surveys that are taking place. They're looking at the constitutionality of the entire, worship of Places of Worship Act 1991. Please remember, it was the Congress Party which brought that act. It brought that act with the only one purpose, that as of 15th of August 1947, there would be a complete moratorium on anything, because otherwise you are opening a Pandora's box. That was the rationale, that was the thinking at that stage of the decision and the legislature, Parliament's decision to bring this act, so as to ensure that you are not opening and saying that tomorrow there is a, excavated temple or a mosque or, a church or Gurudwara, whatever it may be. So that's the reason for why the Places of Worship Act came. And now the Congress Party and others have decided to include, to make it clear that they're looking at the entire issue in terms of including in this entire case.